know where my mixer is right now. We're improvising.
When we used to be in love and we thought that nothing could ever keep us from partying.
We're down to our last 2 Vyvanse pills. I'm supposed to be getting a refill on Thursday, but do we trust that? I don't even know. That's your reminder, ADHD humans. If you have them, take your meds. Well, top of the morning to you. Good morning, everybody. Just another day with your self-proclaimed best friend. What I'm trying to say is I'm proclaiming myself as your best friend, or as your internet bestie at least. I don't want to make your IRL besties mad. It is a Wednesday. I had big plans for this Wednesday. But by big plans, I mean cooking, cleaning, crochet something maybe. Okay, the next thing is a little bit of a big something. Filming the podcast. But I woke up this morning feeling less than ideal. I've been really struggling to get my Zepbound shots, which is the Mounjaro shots, but it's called Zepbound now. I'm unsure if I've explained that to you guys. I'm going to have videos all about my weight loss journey and GLP-1 medications coming soon. Ever since I switched to Zepbound from Mounjaro, which they're the same thing with different names, it's been incredibly hard to get it. I wanted to get back on a good routine with it before I started sharing it. Oh my goodness. I really should have taken my meds earlier if I wanted to talk to you. Essentially, in the past 2 months, I've only had 1 box of the medication. My body is not as used to it anymore as it had gotten. And this morning, I don't feel very good. I did not feel very good. I took my shot last night. It's my first month on 7.5. Let's just say I woke up at 4:30 feeling quite nauseated. So I think we're gonna take it easy today. And we're gonna have more of a chill stay-at-home girlfriend day. That phrase itself makes me giggle. I'm a self-proclaimed stay-at-home girlfriend, even though I do have a job, but my job is hanging out with you. I told my boyfriend that I was about to be a SAG, stay-at-home girlfriend. Everyone on TikTok calls themselves SOMs, stay-at-home moms. Why can't I be a SAG? So today we are just going to do whatever it is that we feel up to doing. And I'm gonna give you a glimpse into what my life looks like now, because it looks quite different. I quite literally did a 180. Well, not really, I guess. I've always been very nonchalant and chill and not doing much. Let's just say discovering hobbies has completely changed my life. And I'm unsure if that sounds silly, but if anyone has ever told you to get a hobby, hear me out. Get a hobby. I wrote down one of my thoughts I had the other day while I was crocheting, because for some reason when I crochet, I just have these profound thoughts. They might not be that profound, but they feel profound to me in the moment. This is what I say. In today's society, I feel like it is so normal to compare where you are at in life to where other people your age are at in life. And those other people that you're seeing, that you're comparing yourself to, are a very few select people that show their life to the public. I'm not talking about the average influencer. I'm talking about people who are millionaires at 22 and are boss CEOs at 22. On the other side of that, people who are already married, have kids, are moving on to different stages of their life. And you might just be sitting here vibing. What am I supposed to be doing? I don't know. Most of us fall into that category. There's obviously a lot of other versions of that, but I hope you get what I'm saying. There is no timeline. There is no correct timeline for you in your life. And I just want to let you know that you don't have to do things fast in order for them to be good. I was crocheting and I was trying to finish the project that I was making as fast as I could. I was almost like timing myself to see if I could get through the next row faster than the row that I did before. And I'm gonna relate this to crochet because that's how it made it make sense in my mind, but there are so many different interpretations to this. But sometimes the quicker you try to do things, the sloppier they get, which may seem like a very basic duh statement. But the more you worry about trying to get through something faster, the more you're gonna start to make these itty bitty teeny weeny little mistakes. And with each of those mistakes that could have been avoided if you had just slowed the frick down, Susan, you damaged the quality of what you were doing in the first place. And like I said, I'm talking about crochet, so obviously the faster I crochet, the more mistakes I might make, the worse the piece is gonna look in the end. But you can use that in any way that you need to in your life to make it make sense. Ooh. I really have been disconnecting from online this year. It's been a minute since us as humans have touched some grass. I'm actually kind of scared for the younger generations that have never grown up without the internet, or at least in the sense that the internet is now. But our society wants you to move so freaking fast. And everybody wants to tell you where you should be at in life. They want you to keep up with the hustle and bustle because that's how society continues to make money. We're little cogs in their machine. But I don't know what happened. I just really felt God in my life tell me to slow the frick down. I personally needed to slow down and live in the moment and to appreciate the moments that were passing me by. And even to just appreciate the small moments that were happening every single day that sometimes I looked at through the lens of, I'm not doing enough. I was taking the value away from the everyday little mundane things that are so beautiful that our society has taken the beauty away from. We're not taught to enjoy the little things that humans have enjoyed for hundreds and thousands of years. We're taught to constantly be seeking more, to constantly be looking for the next biggest, best thing. We're also taught that we have to be the best at everything. And that mentality took the love out of creating for me, because there's always gonna be a new creator that's doing better than you. There's always gonna be somebody doing more than you. That mindset really made me just hate this craft that I have always loved. I love making freaking videos and I love hanging out. I needed to learn that I don't have to finish freaking first all the time. You're still gonna get to where you need to go. You just might not be the first one to do it, and that's okay. Because you are your own person, you have your own life, your own timeline. One of the beautiful things about humans is we all enjoy different things. You might enjoy being that CEO, or you might enjoy starting a family. You also might enjoy spending your life alone, crocheting in a room with cats. I know what I'm saying just sounds like a more inspiring version of Tortoise in the Hare, but I feel like we need to be reminded of those little tiny freaking lessons sometimes, because we just forget about the simple things in life that we were taught, because I feel like we've just gotten so far from what it means to be human and what it means to live a life. We've painted simple lives in such a bad way, and we've painted the word mundane in such a bad way. And if you want a simple, mundane, peaceful life, then you're not doing enough. And I just think that's a bunch of baloney. It's a bunch of ham and cheese loaves. And I just wanted to remind you that it's okay if you aren't where society tells you you need to be, because nobody gets to tell you where you need to be other than yourself. I got so into my inspirational speech that I forgot I was doing my skincare. All of what I just said is exactly what I have been doing this year. Even though I still get overwhelmed and stressed out, and there are days where I feel like I have so much to do and not enough hours to do it, I've gotten better at just finding time for the things that make me happy. If that means a video gets done a day later, a video gets done a day later. And not watching social media 24/7, this is my update. It's truly changed my perspective on it, because I 100% can tell you the difference of how I feel on the days where I have sat and scrolled on social media for hours, and days that I have just lived my life not staring at my phone. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. If I don't know what other creators are posting, I can't be jealous of them. Or I can't feel like I'm not doing enough if I can't even see it. So if you have someone out there who's trying to make you feel bad about your life, call them a weenie and walk away. That's my insult of the year. Weenie and lame-o. You're a lame-o. But only use them when they're necessary. Don't use them to be a meanie. Or a weenie. Let's go touch some grass. And by that I mean I'm gonna let my dogs outside. Let's go. Let's go, everyone. Come on. Oh, it's so nice out. I want a swing set. Do they make adult swing sets? Well, that sounded bad. What's the weight limit on a swing set?
Do you like it outside?
Yeah, I gotta pick your poop up. Who's ready? Sit. Okay. It's so bright in here. It's a happy place. I can't stop singing in here. And my song of the day yesterday was Girl on Fire. It's like an itch I have to scratch.
And it's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire without falling to your knees. Then after lunch it's puzzles and darts and baking, paper mache, a bit of ballet and chess, and brush my hair. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say. We don't want your broken parts. Learn to be ashamed of all the scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm gonna set a flag, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. You set up a dream in me, getting loud. Take my hand, will you share this with me? Starlit All the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough. I used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know, but I'm not sure now what I was made for.
Anywho, I haven't finished my water yet. That's a problem. My Vyvanse kicked in and I forgot that I feel nauseous. Let's go look at my craft room. Just kidding. I spent all morning telling you guys to not compare where your life is to where other people's lives are. And not for one moment today have I been practicing what I preach. I've put app limits on my phone, so I do allow myself to just pop on to TikTok every now and then. And I open the app and the first video that I see is Brooke Schofield's video about her saying that she was supposed to be getting on a plane this morning to go to Bora Bora, but it got postponed because there's a hurricane in Bora Bora right now. And the trip is happening in 2 weeks or something, but she can't go anymore because her and Tana will be on the canceled podcast tour. And she was just talking about how that sucks, which that would most definitely suck. I then sat there and spiraled down a hole about why I never get invited to these things. Like, what about me is not good enough? And I just told you guys all morning to not compare your life to other people's, and here I am wondering what's not good enough about me because a specific brand or just brands in general in this industry don't want to invite me to their trips. Who cares? They don't dictate my worth. I'm trying to convince myself. But that's kind of put me in a little bit of a mood, and I need to get the frick out of that because that's stupid. It's just a frickin' trip and it doesn't matter. There's just a part of my heart that has always been sad being in this industry because other people will have similar views and like similar engagement to me, and they're thinner and they get invited on so much stuff. People can say I'm lying or that it's simply not true, but being plus size in this industry really limits the things that you get invited to and the things that you get to do, because a lot of companies just don't like inviting bigger people. They want the skinny pretty girls. And maybe that's why it put me in a bad mood more than anything. It was just like a reminder that I'm not enough in the eyes of this industry, which is once again a bunch of baloney, ham and cheese loaf. I'm enough. It is later now, it's 11:30. I do not feel good. Definitely a downside to this medication, and anytime that I've upped to the dose, the first shot or two, I definitely get really bad side effects. Today is by far the worst side effects I've ever gotten when it comes to nausea. The only other side effect I've gotten is acid reflux, but as long as I'm drinking enough water, which I am. I had a primary care doctor's appointment yesterday, and while I was there, they did this scan of my body, which in hindsight will be really good to track weight loss and just to track my overall body's health. It did a lot. Like, it showed me my risks of certain diseases, took all my measurements, but it was the first time that I had ever done that, and it was the most humbling experience. The scan looked like a little action figure of my body with no eyes, no face, and I feel so truly sorry if that is what I walk around looking like every day. I know I'm cuter than that. Oh my gosh, was that a humbling experience. Why did I bring that up? I did go to the doctor yesterday, which is always super hard for me because I just have really bad health anxiety, and every time I go to the doctor, they always just, but if you could please like look into some of the things that I'm bringing up to your attention, that would be great, and not just tell me to lose weight, come back, and then you'll pay attention to me and look deeper into what is going on in my body. I went to a new primary care doctor just because you gotta have good vibes, and I think it was good vibes. I have to go back in 3 weeks to go over all of my blood work and stuff. That's where I was able to get this horrific scan, which, like I said, in hindsight will be very helpful and honestly will be really good for me to look at, because sometimes it's like hard for me to even notice a change in my body other than like I can reach my butt crack. I kind of wish I had one of those scans to start, which I don't know that I've ever said this. Do we want to be open and vulnerable? I'll probably share this more in like a dedicated video to my like weight loss and GLP-1 journey and eating disorder journey and everything like that. My highest weight, okay, that I've ever been, I was creeping up on this weight. I've never said this. What you doing? This is another thing that society makes scary. It's like sharing a freaking number on a scale. The highest I've ever been is 311 pounds, or at least that's the highest number I've ever seen on a scale. For the most part, in the recent years, I have sat around 280. In October when I went and weighed myself, I was 302 pounds. So that's where I started. For me and my body, that is just not okay. I'm 5'1.5". I felt incredibly not okay. Everything about my body was super uncomfortable. I still feel really uncomfortable in my body, but it's crazy how much better it's gotten. I'm 260 pounds now. So I've lost 40 pounds. I haven't lost any more weight in the past like month, but I haven't gained any either. I also have not been on my medication consistently because of the shortages. I was able to get a box of this yesterday, and then I'm gonna be switching to the compounds with my doctor. I won't have the boxes with the pens anymore. I just know so many of you guys have been asking me for updates on the whole GLP-1 thing and kind of like why I'm not talking about it, and I'm gonna be talking about it, and in these videos you'll see me talk about it, but I do want to start making like dedicated content to it. Maybe not a bunch of it, but just a couple videos, or maybe even just like one big video. But they come in these pens. I'm a wuss, okay? I'm a pussy when it comes to pain. In my thigh, it hurts. In the back of my arm, it's hit or miss. In my belly, I can't feel it at all, but I'm on 7.5 now. I started at 2.5 for a month. I went to 5 for a month, and then there was a big chunk of time where I couldn't get the medication, and then I did 5 of Zepbound for a month. Before that, I was taking Manjaro, but they're the exact same thing. It's, what's it called? It's tirzepatide. And then I couldn't get the medication again for 2 weeks, and here we are. Especially because I'm gonna be switching to compounds, I shouldn't be really affected by shortages. So I just wanted to give you a quick update on that, but I will say this 7.5 has me feeling a little icky. Like I'm able to get up and go around, but I just have that. Actually, this is the best way I can describe it. When you've overate to the point where like you feel sick, that's how I feel. Do not judge what I'm about to consume. When I was talking to the doctor yesterday, that was something that she really told me this scan will help with, is like monitoring my fat loss versus muscle loss, because a lot of people on these medications just start to like lose a ton of muscle. Like you're losing weight, sure, but you're losing muscle, not fat. So as much as I'm not hungry, I really gotta make sure I'm getting my protein in. Oops. I'm having a chicken and apple chicken sausage link, and I'm gonna have an apple. That was not my butt. Just stay-at-home girlfriend things. I don't think I'm an apple biter. I think I'm an apple slicer. I'm a little bit spooked in the gynecology department. I got my period 2 weeks ago and I'm still bleeding. This has only happened one other time in my life that I can remember. I believe it was at the end of 2019 or 2018. I don't even remember. That whole period of my life is blocked out of my brain. I bled for almost 6 months before I got the courage to go to a doctor, and they gave me progesterone, which I guess is like, if I remember correctly, the hormone that your body naturally produces that stops your period, like tells your body, okay, the uterine lining's done. You've shed enough. Okay, I think this is cooked. I'm not gonna put this on a freaking plate. That's silly. Come here, sausage. I have an old Diet Coke can here that I'm gonna set that on so you can see it. I was too scared to go to the doctor, so it took me forever to get the progesterone. Living in Wisconsin, it was really easy to get an appointment with the gyno. Here, it's not that easy. I'm not about to bleed for 6 months again. I'm over it. So I talked to my doctor about it yesterday, and they said that they would refer me to a gynecologist, but I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait to hear back. I don't know if I'm supposed to be seeking somebody out. It also doesn't help that my insurance literally works nowhere here. I turned 26 in September, so I'm gonna have to get my own insurance because I'm still on my parents' insurance. Anywhere that is covered by my insurance has like a 2-year waiting list. What good does that do me if I can't go to the doctor for 2 years? So America's healthcare system has problems. I'll let you watch me go into the pantry. Seems fun for you. Peanut butter. Tell me why adding peanut butter to this makes it seem like a real meal. Maybe I do need a plate. It's still cold. Put it in the microwave. That was really cold. Sometimes there is nothing better than peanut butter and apples. It just hits. It's hot. I know this is the saddest looking meal ever, but just picture in your mind right now the creamy Cajun pasta I'm gonna make later. There's protein in peanut butter, right? I got Gerald this really cool Batman Lego set for Christmas. He's been building it at the kitchen table. When it closes, it's gonna be like a Batman logo shadow box. It's sick. Look how beautiful and stunning she is at this time of day.
Do you love it? Do you love the sun?
It's embarrassing for me to tell you that this took me 2 hours, or maybe just under 2 hours to do. Actually, yeah. 2 hours. I'm starting working on the third house. This is the rest of the bags. I had that desk over here, but when my mirror comes, that's where it's gonna go. I'm gonna get another little desk for over here that will be, or I could do a makeup vanity. That might be the vibe. Makeup vanity might go here. I was using one of the lights we got for the podcast. I tried to put a little bit of makeup on and change my clothes just so I would feel more human. Today is not the vibe, and we're supposed to be filming the first episode. Andrew is currently in the car driving here right now. I don't want to be in a really shitty mood to film, but I'm also so excited to film, so we'll see what happens. Worst case scenarios, we'll film it in the morning, but I would prefer to film it tonight. Everyone was chilling while I was building, huh? It's hard to believe that's considered work for mom, isn't it? Oh, your tail is going. I see your tail. I don't think I showed you guys this, but this is the couch from Gerald's apartment. We put it up in this living room. I think initially we were gonna put it downstairs, but we decided on using it up here instead. And then he did mount a TV. Sorry, the lighting is just all wonky. I ended up putting the cat tree out here instead of in my craft room, so I would have more space. And there's so much room on here, so it may as well go out here. Since we don't have blinds yet, the light in here gets super just harsh at this time of day. So I think I'm gonna tap out for now, and I'm gonna start working on some house things. First thing, laundry. Piper is sleeping in there. Welcome to my laundry room that you've already seen. That is if you watched the house tour. This laundry has been sitting in the dryer for an embarrassing amount of time. I don't want to make 2 trips. BRB. Towels. Which is good because Andrew showers like 3 times a day.
Tree, the last weekend of summer, the empire at our fingertips, the autumn to discover.